I think people critique the right things for the wrong reasons, and one of those things is Call of Duty's release date. Everybody knows that Call of Duty is an annual shooter. It comes out every year, and a lot of the complaints I hear are the same, and most of them based in ignorance, especially when people say, this game's broken, they need to stop releasing annually. Or, this game is too similar to the last one, they need to stop releasing annually. No. The games are made over a course of 3 years or 2.5 years. I've heard it both ways from different people, reliable sources, YouTubers, and developers. I don't really know what's true. Either way, they don't work on the games for a year. They work on them for well over 2 years. Well over 2 years. The reason each Call of Duty feels similar to the one before it is because, newsflash, they're in the same franchise and people buy them for that feeling every time. People want a competitive, casual, fast time to kill Twitch shooter that takes place in space, exosuits, wall running, World War II, Vietnam, Cold War, modern day, near future, drones, RCXDs. People like it. Love it or not, people like it. Go to the most played section on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and you will see the game most console players are playing when they get home from work, when they get home from school, or when they're done with whatever the fuck they're doing. A lot of people around the world hop on Call of Duty. Call of Duty does not need to drastically change its gameplay. It's clearly working and there's clearly a market for it. And I'm sorry, name another really good console 60 FPS Twitch shooter with the amount of progression, unlocks, and support that Call of Duty gets. Name it, and I will play it. And Titanfall doesn't count because it has to have a player base. So what can Call of Duty do without adding exosuits and jetpacks and things that drastically change the game? What can they do to reinvent the game without reinventing the game? Well, you can tell by the title. It needs to be biannual. And I hate saying this, because part of me loves the traditional, every year stay up on November 3rd or whatever, and get the game right at launch, and it's great. You know, I love that tradition, but I would happily get rid of my yearly Call of Duty tradition for what I am about to describe. A Call of Duty game with a 2-year life cycle, no season pass, and the supply drop system directly ripped from Call of Duty World War II. I thought about this with the headquarters in Call of Duty World War II, and the headquarters bums me out because it makes the game feel more alive. It makes the game feel like more of a part of your life. I know people say it's just an area where people can open microtransactions, and they're not fully wrong, but still, when I look at the headquarters, I think, wow, it really sucks that this is a annual game franchise. I won't be visiting that headquarters come 2019. I won't be using the firing range, I won't be going to cute quartermaster chick or Black Orders guy, or the old general that gives you your prestige. None of it will matter in 2019, or sorry, November 2018. Call of Duty World War II is just a little bit under 10 months lifecycle time. This means the weapons you get good with, the maps that you learn, the nade spots you memorize, the objectives and how you play them, and how your team plays them, how your competitive team, how your pub stomping team, how you play it will not matter very, very soon. Now, a year, or just under a year, is a pretty long time, but compare it to any other first-person shooter. There are games out there that people love to learn and grind and unlock things in because it has more permanency. They know that in 11 months, 10 months, 5 months, the game isn't going to be considered irrelevant or old. I think that's what people really like about games like Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Rainbow Six, PUBG, is they don't feel like they're going to be replaced. They feel like it's going to get bigger and better and have more players joining in every day. A game that builds a community, a game that lasts long enough for there to be memes made about it and for running gags to start about it. A game with a central hub or headquarters or tower that you'll visit almost every day for the next 2 years of your life. If Activision and Treyarch got together and made a 2-year, no season pass Call of Duty this next year, that would be the best thing they could do for their image. Cosmetic only supply drops and no season pass. Every month or every other month you get free maps and free guns. Maybe a melee weapon and a ranged weapon and a map every month or every other month. This would also give the developers more time to get the game working so that you don't have 5 months of rough stuff and patches and weapon balance, and then you get the other 7 months of something that feels like a complete and finished game. And a longer life cycle would allow the developers to give players more things to do, more things to unlock, more things to progress towards. More than just the one big camo at the end of all the other camos, and 10th prestige or 15th prestige or 30th prestige. Challenges, XP, ranking up, cosmetics, customizing your character. A customizable character would go a long way to making you feel like the game is a part of your life. A character that you constantly are unlocking things for, whether it's patches, new gloves, new boots, or whatever. It would matter a lot more in a game that won't be considered old in under a year. People like the idea of permanency. It makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel like they're part of a community. They're not just a group of people that enjoy a franchise. They're a group of people coming together to play a game that they love, a game that they enjoy, a game that they learn, a game that they're putting hours and hours of time into. They're not just grinding to get everything done within a year. They're not just buying the game based in tradition. They're buying something they're going to make a part of their lives for a substantial chunk of their lives. And yes, 2 years is a substantial chunk of your life, especially when it comes to a video game. And let's talk about one last thing here. It would give Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch a lot more time, an extra year's worth of time, to make their game even better. I see no downsides to this. Some people would say, oh, Call of Duty's gameplay would get boring after a while. Tell that to the people that haven't stopped playing Black Ops 3, or the people that didn't stop playing Ghost after Advanced Warfare came out, or the people that are still playing Black Ops 2. Tell that to the people that are still enjoying Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty 4 on PC. Call of Duty's gameplay style does not require an annual release. The gameplay isn't small, it just feels small when every piece of knowledge you have to learn about the game is thrown away in just under a year. Call of Duty feels small, Call of Duty feels shrunken, Call of Duty feels repetitive, and they can change that without changing the core gameplay, and it would give them more time to work, and it would give you more permanency for what you are unlocking, doing, and progressing towards. Think about it, and then leave me a comment down below. If you made it till this point in the video, say gummy worms in the comment section, and I'll see you when I see ya. Goodbye.
Oh look, it's him.
Wow, that headshot though.
Oh. That is literally this game's ACR though.